So we're going to take this moment and transition into, do we have some sound? Do we have a music playing in the background? Did I take the time to come up with a musical segue for our recurring segment?
Yeah, right.
I probably didn't. So in that case, it's time for the Manga Minute. This is
Manga Minute.
Manga Minute. Anyway, I kind of came up with this concept where we're just going to pick something that is kind of new or popular recently, and we're both going to read a couple chapters, and we're going to talk about it. Today we're talking about Dungeon Hyoki or Dungeon Nursery. I don't think I probably pronounced that right.
But, I would probably say Hoiku or something like that.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate.
I certainly got the vowels right. Maybe my intonation wasn't perfect, but it's closer.
Who knows? But this is the story of a salaryman. It's basically an isekai, but it's with a twist, because they all have to have some type of twist. And
Isekai for the audience.
Oh well, they'll figure it out. The audience is smart. They're quick on their toes.
I mean, you need a 250 IQ minimum to listen, definitely.
Well, unlike one of the other very popular isekais out there now, this guy doesn't turn into a hot spring bath. This guy actually he dies
obviously, and then
that's how they all start. Yeah,
and then he gets reincarnated into a fantasy realm. Wow.
Whoa, dude, that's a great. Well, it started with the video games is how they originally started. Anyway, it's like he gets to the pearly gates.
No, they started with Digimon going to the digital world, which is close to a video game, but
I feel like it is okay. That's a whole other podcast. Digimon is a video game because it's Mon
in real life
.exe like
that's not canon to my knowledge.
I'm pretty sure it is. This'll be a whole episode because there's Digimon lore has the deepest lore. But anyway, Dungeon Nursery, this guy, he's a salaryman and he dies, but he can't get into heaven. But to redeem himself because he's been such a horrible
he's a cutthroat or acquisitions and mergers kind of guy.
Yes, exactly. But to get to the end, he has to go through this dungeon with monsters in it, and so they're like, well, what kind of powers do you want? And it's like, okay, well, he's a summoner now, and he summons his first monster. But it's a level 1, looks like a toddler, level 1 female goblin. And so it can't do anything. And it's cutesy and it's funny. And he goes and he tries to get this little goblin who's got the little reverse fang that we all know and love as an anime trope.
Reverse? What makes it reverse?
It's pointing up.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, I guess so.
So that's more monster-ish or more beast man type style, whereas the cutesy girls are like one of the skin fangs pointing down because most of the time it blends in with the
some of them are real weird, creepy looking, like in Yuru Camp, which was an anime last season.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to go look it up after this because fang is one of the best TV tropes.
No, it looks really weird. It looks like her mouth is melting. It's weird.
Ooh, weird. Yeah, I'll have to go check that out. But Dungeon Nursery is great. So I haven't read it in a little bit because I started reading it maybe a month ago. But you just read it today. What are your first thoughts of it?
It's all right. I laughed a couple times. It's not something that I'll probably finish or keep up with. But what I read was enjoyable enough. The main character, he's the star of the whole thing. He's the main attraction of the manga. It's
his personality. It's like you want to see how someone with his demeanor and his choice of actions would operate in an isekai, which is fantastic. So he finally gets he defeats one of the bosses.
Oh yeah, he kills the goblins barehanded or trolls or whatever the enemy is because his monster is so weak. She's level 1. Yeah. So he has to beat them up with his own fists and stuff.
When he was alive. So he goes and he's actually beating the monsters off himself, and everyone's like, "Oh, are you a monk?" It's like, "No, I'm a summoner," and he's sitting there punching people, but he's he's suplexing them and things like that. But he eventually gets enough to get a new perk, and it's like, oh yeah, now I can summon a new monster, and he summons another one, and it's like a level 1 little bird monster, and it's
a harpy,
little harpy. That's what it is. Yeah. And it's adorable because now they're both two ineffective like little toddler monsters. So it is Dungeon Nursery. So it's like
Yeah.
he's like going through the dungeon and he's taking care of these little kids. And then this is what I think why this manga may appeal to some of our mini fans. The level 1 goblin actually reached a level up, and he was given a prompt of like 3 options. There was one where it's like increase strength or something, or like get a new power, or summon a new monster, or
age up
goblin
+5.
Age up +5. Now that
I
could
don't
make
know where they're
things
going with
interesting.
this. Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly.
That's the main reason that I'm skeptical about this. I think it might turn into some Monster Musume trash, where it's just like.
Well, you just alienated all of our fans.
I know, that's true.
Yeah, but
I'm not into harems. I'm not into that.
This
ecchi
is
stuff.
less of that, but
it's not that at all. But I fear that it could be.
But it could have just the most tasteful sprinkling of it.
I don't know, man. I don't.
Because
know.
why are we all reading trash to begin with?
I generally don't.
The
so
sprinklings.
I can't speak to that.
I think it's got potential, and I will continue to see when it ever pops up on the new chapter list. I'll check it out. Right now, you can find it on any of the manga, distribution sites. It's up to 8 chapters now.
We should have looked up who scanlates it, because they recommend that you read it on their site. I forgot what it's called. It's like Courage Scans or something. I don't know. But look it up, and then it's actually when you do an internet search using a popular internet browser or search engine.
Dogpile.
When you use what you probably do use, then it's like the top result when you type in Dungeon Nursery. It's their site.
So it's Champion Scans is the scanlation team that does it. So you can go to their website, championscans.com, and get the latest and greatest. You can say hi to the translator Moonbeans.
You're looking up
or proofreader Abers. The cleaner. Hey, we're gonna rep the cleaner today because that's what this episode is about. It's Tama.
That cleaner though is also the typesetter and the
redrawer. Yeah. This man does
because I read the credits.
Well, I have never read them, but I will today.
Until now.
Yeah, this is live for you. My first credits reading.
I do want to mention one more thing about the manga content. A scene that I liked a lot. It's go for it. It's halfway. It's only 8 chapters, so we're gonna spoil the whole thing. Sorry, but chapter 5 or 6, the Goblin Girl actually manages to do a sit-up because she couldn't even do one to begin with, and then she tries so hard and she gets it, and then you expect this to be a great kind of father-daughter type moment with the main character and the girl and the goblin, but it's he just he throws her at an enemy or something. It's it's that's not good enough. Effort isn't good enough unless it's gaining you victory or something like that. He scolds her for trying so hard and finally improving. It was so funny.
There's a lot of great expressions too, especially from the goblin. There's a lot of because she's sitting there
monsters
learning
don't talk.
Yeah. It's hilarious. It's absolutely good. It's a fun way to spend 20-30 minutes while you go through and read it. I definitely recommend checking it out at Champion Scans, and that's Dungeon Nursery is the name of it again.